Welcome in to Gene Palaga Stadium at West High School for KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. We got a top 5 matchup for you, not top 6. The American Fork Cavemen coming to the road to take on the West Panthers. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Pleased to be joined by the Moose Bingham. Moose, this is a barn burner last year. We get it again this year. Should be a great ball game tonight.
I am ecstatic today, Dane. We've got two powerhouses, and there's more stars on this field than in the freaking sky. You've got guys like Davis Andrews and so many dudes out here that have D1 scholarships. I anticipate there to be coaches just littering our broadcast as well. And I know we're going to have people all the way to Chicago coming into our broadcast tonight, and I'm excited to bring it to them.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. Let's talk about American Fork. They come in 2-0, victories over Roy, and look, they pulled it out against Orem last week, had a great first half, second half. Orem came back in that one. AF was able to get the win. But look, it's been Dylan's story. He's been fantastic this year. 6 passing touchdowns, 66% completion percentage. But how about the year from Erdley, the senior, out of the backfield? Young man averaging almost 6 yards a carry, Moose.
Ooh, my goodness gracious. And you can thank that a lot to American Fork's resurgent O-line. One of my former teammates is the new O-line coach, Riker Matthews. Riker Matthews coming in. He was the #1 recruit in the 2011 class. A caveman through and through, and he said, now that I'm done playing in the NFL, now that I'm done playing in the CFL, I'm going to give back to my school, and the line has looked really good through these first 2 games.
It was interesting talking to Coach Beam. He said, look, we lost our offensive line coach right before the season. It's been a smooth transition. It's been fantastic. Let's talk about West. In case you didn't know, West had a bye week 1. They went to the road last week, and when we say to the road, they went to the road. California took on Santa Margarita, a top 100 team in the country. Went for 2 with $1:20 to go. Did not get it. They lose by 1. But look, this West team, they got a lot of talent, especially up front.
Yeah, Santa Margarita, they were no joke in playing them over there. I bet if they played them here, it would be a much different story. There are a few mental errors here and there, but I think West is going to be cleaning it up, and I'm so excited. We've got tons of schools tuning in. I know that even Weber State, which is great, is tuning into our broadcast.
As well they should, as West will kick it off. We'll talk about some of the players to keep an eye on when they come out for their first offensive possession, but it'll be West on defense first. American Fork back to receive the opening kick as KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Come to you live here from the home of the Panthers. Week 3, first in-state game for the Panthers in the 23 season is underway. This kickoff, hey, that's got Moose Bingham written all over it into the end zone for the touchback.
Oh my goodness, a tear just came out of my eye duct right there. It's a beautiful thing to see that ball going in the end zone and everyone staying upright and safe.
When that leaves the foot and you hear, whoo, out of Moose Bingham, you know that's legit.
It took my breath away. It was a thing of beauty. You love to see it. What a kickoff. Starting the game off by Dodi Masaki.
All right, so here come the Cavemen. And look, it's a program. I mean, you talked to Coach Beam before the game. He talks about all the quarterbacks that are playing next level of football. It's pretty impressive. And Dylan's story, the latest, is although we have a quick stoppage here. Oh, they started the clock off the kickoff, so got to get that trued up. It'll be 12 minutes. There's no time coming off there since it was a touchback. But talk about Dylan's story, Moose.
So Dylan's story initially started his career at Pleasant Grove. He said, no, I got to go up in the mountains. I got to get in a cave. And last year, he was switching off with 3 different quarterbacks. One's at Park City now, and the other one's at Idaho State. But he is the man for the job. Really great decision maker and throws a beautiful ball.
Coach Beam said he had a week this week that was comparable to any other quarterback he's coached. Story stepping up, pressure there, and going to be brought down. Oh, good pass rush by that front of West.
Oh my goodness, Alvin Puifua is a monster. Number 95 on the sheet, #1 in a lot of people's hearts. He's got Division I offers all over, and so does number 68, Nuku Mafi, one of my favorite players in the state. Both these guys, I would not try to run a yard on them because you'd get negatives.
Second down, they will hand this off, and nowhere to go. That is Erdley. We talked about a young man averaging almost 6 yards a carry. He gets one, maybe two on that one.
Yeah, Jacob Erdley's got his plate full tonight with the big interior defensive line for West. It's going to be interesting to see how they negate that and they attack the edges, because I don't know if you can go down the middle on these gentlemen.
We'll set up a 3rd and 8 here for American Fork on this opening drive. We'll see if Dylan Story shows off that arm.
Look out for number 3, Jet Nelson, on this.
He's looking. That ball caught. You called it, Moose. How about Jet Nelson on the beautiful inside route? First down, AF.
The BYU commit, Jet Nelson, reminds me a lot of Mitch Matthews, one of my former teammates at BYU. He's long, he's lean, and he's very mean. He's got a great frame he can put weight on, but he's fast as can be, too.
Listen, 6'5", 210. That is a solid frame on the outside. First down for American Fork. They'll go back to the ground early, taking the contact, still plowing ahead, keeps those legs churning for 4.
Yeah, Jet Nelson, though, he just makes any quarterback look good with his frame, his catching ability, and what he's doing. I'm excited to watch more of him because he's been a receiver that I've been high on for a long time.
I want to let you know the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. At times we'll stop early, start it late, that sort of thing to keep it trued up with the game clock here in the stadium. 2nd down and 6 as it trips to the top of the formation here for the Cavemen. Leaking out the tight end. That's Josh Andrus. He's another high-profile kid here for AF.
Josh Andrus just got one of his first offers. He's a stud, too. And what's crazy, I swear everyone on this team is 6'4", 210, 6'5", 220. Whatever is in the water at American Fork, I hope my children get some of that.
Well, you asked Coach Beam about that, and he said, I don't know. You got big kids.
And I said, I don't know, must be nice.
First down here for the Cavemen after the Andrus reception. Back to the ground. This is Dax Watts taking it ahead for a gain of 6. And look, whenever you have the neck plate, you know you got a guy who's not afraid of contact.
No, gotta love the throwback neck plate.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness. Butterfly collar, cowboy collar. Give them all to me. I want to see some 90s throwback linebacker play.
The 2nd down and 4. I'll have to tell you a story about my childhood if we get a moment here. Here it goes. You know, when I was young and I want to be a football player, I'd always take the back collar of my shirt and bring it up over my head just so I looked like I had the old, 90s neck plates. It wasn't fooling anyone. Story looking deep, has a man trying for Edwards. Oh, what a throw! First down, American Fork, as Max Edwards makes the big catch, and it's 1st and goal, Cavemen.
Max Edwards, the brother of Champion, the son of Ron, the brother of Tyron Morris. Max did a heck of a job right there. And we'll throw out the whole family tree if they play D1 football. Why not?
Boy, how about that throw from Story? That was pinpoint right over the coverage. Beautiful drop. And they'll go pistol formation here on 1st and goal.
Oh.
And they fumble it, and Story will get on it.
Oh, Nuku Mafi coming in there. I was worried for the safety of the running back over there. He's like, there's a ball, there's a big man. Ball, big man. Should I get the big man to the ball or should I fall off the ball?
Well, you have all the momentum. We'll see if they can rebound here after the negative play. They lose about 4, maybe 5 yards on the fumble.
This is what West doesn't want, though. They don't want these long drives. They're not very deep.
Yeah. 8 to go here in the quarter, and pre-snap penalty flags coming in as we look for the call here. Looks like it might be on the defense. Oh, an illegal substitution penalty here on West.
Oh. Looks like it.
Yeah, so half the distance to the goal here.
That's a killer right there for West with what's going on. You got to keep them moving the other way if you want a chance to stay in this game, because this is going to be a brawl tonight.
A 2nd and goal. Story looking in the flat, cut and brought out of bounds. Good close out there by Engelau on the tackle.
Asia Engelau did a great job covering a lot of ground right there. Minimized the ability for them to score a touchdown. Textbook defense. Don't give up the end zone, but don't give them too many yards either. It's tough to be a cornerback in this day and age.
3rd and goal here for American Fork. Could be a Big statement here for this defense, Moose.
Yeah, they're going big on
this.
big.
Story rolling out, has a couple men underneath the catch, the touchdown. It's Dax Watts from 3 yards out with the touchdown reception.
Dax Watts, the running back, is electric. That's probably why he was called Dax Watts at birth. 6'1", 205 pounds. He's a mean machine, and he gets her done.
No doubt. It had to be, right? They knew that this moment was going to come. They were just calling it 18 years ago. Point after is up. It's good. It is 7-0 American Fork scoring on the opening drive to take the lead here at West High School. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week, presented to you by Heidemann and Associates. Welcome back. 7:40 left to go here, opening quarter. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham with you. Boy, great opening drive there for the Cavemen.
Phenomenal drive. I loved Max Edwards, number 4, getting that huge chunk play.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the difference in the games, is those chunk yardage plays, those explosive plays, 20-plus yards. That's where you're going to win the game, and that's where you're going to tire out West. But West did pretty impressive things, too. They had the mental error of the substitution, and I think that's what led to the touchdown in all reality. But take that away, West is right in this, and they get another first chance to go on offense. And we get to watch Sui, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the state.
Well, and there's another young man we're going to get to watch, and we might have a chance to see him on the return here. Chachi Pan, if that's a name you're not familiar with, you'll be familiar with after tonight, as he's the lone man back for West to receive this kick, standing about his own 6-yard line. We'll talk about the game he had last week. Oh, boy. Whistles here, boy. Not often you see a kicker stall there, Moose.
Well, the ref whistled after he had given the signal, got the okay, and he whistled in his run-up. So that would be really annoying. I'd be frustrated. This ball's going in the end zone.
You kickers are just like golfers. Just hit it.
No.
Kicks away. Pan will trail back into the end zone for the touchback. Let's talk about Chachi Pan. Obviously, Isaiah Sui, we'll talk about him against Santa Margarita. 79% completion percentage for Sui, 340 yards. But Chachi Pan had 206 yards receiving with a pair of touchdowns against the top 100 defense. That's a pretty good statement game for Chachi.
He was going against 4-star corners. He was doing phenomenal. And in one of my favorite movies, Dodgeball, the main character says, Joni loves Chachi. And just like Joni loves Chachi, I love Chachi Pan out there. He kills it. You got to have 2, 3, 4 men. Do whatever you can to stop that man.
Isaiah loves having Chachi in this offense. It's a great outlet for him. Here is Sui in the shotgun here on the first possession for West. They'll stay on the ground with Malipai.
Great penetration there by Blake Jensen. And, of course, he's 6'3", 225, just the standard height and weight for an American Fork Caveman. But really impressive job right there by the defensive end.
Malipai there with the carry. We're going to work on the names. Give us some time. It's always a bit of an adjustment. Second down. Sui handing off again, turning upfield. Kevin Malipai taking this up to the 25, a gain of 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 5 here for the Panthers.
West trying the right side of that line is really smart because American Fork has Waki Fulilalangi, and Waki is a low number 91 at the bottom of your screen. That defensive end, oh my goodness, he is massive. No height, no weight on our roster, but it doesn't matter. Don't run towards him.
When you've got Takao there in the middle, too. AF showing some girth on the inside. A penalty flag coming in here on the play, and this will be procedure on the Panthers.
I really, really like a lot of these players, including Isaiah Sui is going to do a great job, and they've got another quarterback under him, Camden Lopati, 0. They've got a lot of good things going here at West, and I love how they're building for the future, too, just crescendoing the whole program.
Well, a killer of a penalty going to back him up to the 20. Be 3rd and 10. Sui makes one man miss. Has a man over the middle. That caught. It's Malapai with the reception and the first down for West. How about the poise there for Suisui?
Oh my goodness. He looks as cool as a cucumber back there in the back of the fridge. He was just sidestep, throw it, bam, bam. And Louis Cini says, thank you, man. Let's go.
Suisui, what a throw there, and threading that ball right for his senior tailback. And give West a fresh set of downs here. They'll stay back on the ground. Nice hole up the middle for Kelvin. How about the weave in through traffic for the senior tailback?
Kelvin is looking really good, and he's a big boy. There's a few seniors on this team, and they're looking real nice.
How about the line up front doing a nice job blocking there? Malapai able to take care of business. West starting to find their rhythm here offensively on their opening drive. Ball's in midfield. Trips to the top of the formation here for the Panthers. Suisui running out of time, using those legs, looking for a pan, and he'll throw this away. Probably a good decision there from Isaiah.
That's what you see from Isaiah. He makes really good decisions. It's really fun. He's out here, and his cousin's starting for Granger. There's never enough Suisuis. That's probably why it's 2 words, 1 name, one amazing family with what's going on here in the state of Utah.
I was talking to someone from another school. They said that quarterback is a special young man. His family's fantastic. Same thing you just said, Moose. And look, when you hear it from people on other sidelines, you know there's legitimacy to it.
Yeah.
Good group.
Awesome group, and we're just happy to have them in this state.
Yes, sir. Second down. And that incomplete.
Just wishes he has that one back. You're seeing a rare drop from Chachi Pan right there, that junior receiver. And he's going to have another opportunity here, I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, that was one that I think after the week last week, you would expect Chachi to make that reception. He'll have other opportunities for sure. It'll be 3rd and 10 here. Isaiah, low snap, able to handle it. Pressure coming. Isaiah gets out of it. Isaiah. Oh, and that's deflected. How about Dax Watts being true, getting those arms up, and causing the breakup?
Dax Watts saying, I did it on offense, I can do it on defense as well, but the ref is waving his arms quite emphatically. Not quite sure why.
Yeah, I don't see a flag, but it was an incomplete pass, so I'm wondering if he was just trying to say, hey, the clock should have stopped there.
Could. The hard thing with this American Fork team, they have not 1 but 2 phenomenal safeties, so it's hard to go over the top on them and really attack this defense.
I'll tell you, we talked with Coach Solovey before the game. You asked him the question, do you attack these teams? He's like, yeah, we're going to find out if we can match up with them, right? Like, we know they're good, but we got to find out where we're at. All right, then, let's do it.
Good snap.
And procedure here. Penalty looking to be on American
encroachment.
So, Moose, does this make you rethink the decision to punt here?
Honestly, as a punter, I always rethought the decision to punt. I was like, I should probably run it. I'm just as athletic as anyone else out here.
Of course, it could be 3rd and 1, and Moose is like, let's punt it. I need a play. Come on, coach.
I'm getting tired. My legs, they're too fresh. No, that's honestly one of the most annoying things as a punter, 5 yards the other way, because you're like, that could have been 5 towards my net. Bad snap.
Yeah, high snap, and they are going to fake it. And it's stopped by American Fork. How about the pursuit there of Zane Edwards? They went for it on 4th and 5. They don't get it.
Foti Vaianuku, he is a running back, he is a linebacker, and maybe he'll show us later how to punt, but not then. And I'm okay with that decision, honestly, Dane.
I think it's one where I understand it. You know, it's, hey, if we catch him in a look, let's try it. And AF was there.
Yep. Hey, when it works, you look like a genius.
Yep.
When it doesn't,
yep,
you live to see another day, hopefully.
The only problem with it is American Fork set up at the 47-yard line. Of course, there's a coach in Arkansas that has no problem with this. First down, and we got whistles here pre-snap. Of course, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Pulaski Academy.
That's correct.
My arch rivals for
Really?
life.
Really?
Yeah, they always go for 2.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
always do onside
They
kicks.
don't even
never
need a
punt.
punter.
Hate them.
Like, tell you what, if you want to punt, go play soccer.
Yeah. I recruited a kid from there to come to BYU, and I said, I want a word with your coach. He said, no one gets a word with my coach.
Oh, that's great.
Freaking Pulaski Academy.
Not even Moose was of enough clout for that one. 1st and 15 after the American Fork penalty. Man open. That's Jet with the reception. Out of bounds. He'll pick up 11.
The hard thing with Jet Nelson, you have to respect his speed. And then you have to respect his height. And then you have to respect about almost every aspect of his game. And you're like, you know what? I just respect you. You're a gosh darn good football player. Don't catch the ball, please.
You think he projects as a wide receiver next level?
No, I've got him as a tight end. But don't tell him that.
That's why I asked the question. You could kind of see either way, right? If he grows much taller, then
6'5",
anyway.
I don't know how much taller you can get.
Well, that's a great point. They'll go on the ground. Nice lane there. Oh, and you see the toughness of Jacob Erdley, the senior, able to take it for a first down and more.
And, of course, that was the quarterback coming up and giving the stick, Isaiah Suisui.
Yeah, he'll play both ways. In fact, Coach Sullivan said, we got a lot of guys who will go in both ways tonight. We worry how we'll handle that, but it's what we got to do. So that's what they're going to do.
Well, you just play the cards you're dealt, and he does a great job playing the cards he's dealt.
Yes, he does. First down for the Cavemen. Back on the ground early, trying the left side. Through one tackle, still on his feet. My goodness. I'll tell you what, Coach Beam, I asked him, what's the difference in the running game? Is it the line? Is it the backs? He said, it's both. But our back, he is a big physical kid, and he is.
Oh, he is massive. And there's a couple of them. Jacob Erdley, though, he does a great job. And he's like, I've got 4 seniors on my offensive line. I've got a senior running back, and I'm raring to go.
It'll be a first down for American Fork. Right now they're having their way, moving this ball down the field. Story looking deep, has a man, and that just overthrown. Was looking for the tight end, Andrus.
Andrus was hearing footsteps.
Yeah.
He got a little crocodile arms going right there. He could have had that ball. He's going to want that one back.
Well, and that one, I don't know if maybe he thought that was going to be too high, and then it kind of ducks late. But, yeah, that's a missed opportunity there for the Cavemen.
Absolutely. I used to play catch with my dad, and he'd throw the ball a little bit too high for me every time. And he's like, you jump and get that every time. I might go play catch with Andrus after this.
We need some PF flyers for Moose. Look into the end zone. Cut. Touchdown, Cavemen.
Wow.
What a throw.
What a
catch.
What a catch. You're reading my mind. We're on the same wavelength. And that's Davis Andrews, just your 4-star safety, 6'3", 200 pounds, absolute monster. They sneak him into offense every once in a while, and they did a great job with that. Good job by the Cavemen. Great play, finding that one-on-one matchup. And that puts them up 13-0 PAT with holding.
Man, Coach Beam said Story had about as good of a week of practice as he's seen at this level. It looks that way. That pass was dialed in. Kick is up. Kick is good. It is 14-0 American Fork leading West here in the first quarter. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Presented to you by Heidman & Associates. Reminder, Heidman & Associates is a flat-rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the law office nearest you. Also want to recognize Igloo Outfitters. The coziest wearable sleeping bag has you covered during those chilly days and nights. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com and enter Rewind for $20 off. Never miss the moments with Igloo Outfitters.
I might have to get me some Igloo Outfitters.
Look,
it gets cold later in the season.
I went to the website this week and I was like, that's not a bad idea. I
think they should sponsor us, just me and you. We can go in, do a little TikTok. Who knows?
Moose, they do sponsor us. That's why we give them their reads. Come on.
I mean us personally, not the whole company. Hopefully the refs don't mess with the kicker this time. No early whistles, refs.
So 14-0. Boy, what a start. Pan back inside his own 5. This kick, boy, that's a leg. Out of the back of the end zone. All right, Moose, talk to us about the kicker, Lewis Connect, what you've seen.
So the kicker right there, number 43, Lewis Connect, he's a junior. He doesn't do the PATs, but he does a phenomenal job with those kickoffs. And one thing I don't like about his game is his stutter steps. He's not really measuring out his steps all the way back. He's not consistently going towards the ball, increasing his speed the whole way out with a crescendo at the end to a beautiful kickoff. But sometimes it doesn't matter when you've got a leg like that.
2:51 left here. Opening quarter, 14-0 American Fork. Second drive of the contest for the Panthers. Suasua. Looking. Has a man over the middle. Wide open cut. Big gain for West across the 50. It's Vailahi with the reception for the Panthers. First down.
My goodness, Lava Vahalahi, he rocks. He's going down the middle. And what I was really impressed with was the O-line right there. Giving Suisui time. Letting him get what he needs to. And just building up his confidence right there. He's like, I don't have to make every hit, but if you give me my time, I can pick apart a defense.
No help over the middle there. Vailahi makes them pay. First down. They'll go to the ground. Nice lane up the middle once again.
Oh.
We almost had an ACL there by the official. He's good.
Goodness. I was worried about the ref.
Yeah.
These young men, they can take hits. Oh, us old guys, I don't know about it. I was talking about a friend today. He's like, we need to play more physical sports like football. I'm like, no, we do not.
That doesn't end well for guys our age. Second and short, kept by Suasua. Laying up the middle, through one tackle inside the 20, and the Panthers are on the run as they'll have first down at the American Fork 12.
Oh, my goodness. Isaiah Suisui, he's a reader for sure, reads lots of books, smart kid, and he read that poll like a freaking machine. Just read, here we go. Wow. Great read, great pull, great job by everyone on that play.
This is the kind of drive West needed, right?
Absolutely. And looks like it's a timeout by West.
Yeah, the Panthers going to take a timeout. We'll step aside. First down for West. Their first opportunity to score when we come back. Welcome back. First down West. Suisui, play action, and that was deflected.
Great job by number 9 there, Tyson Eggett, who's 6'3", 230 pounds, because of course, he did a great job getting his hands in the throwing lane to prevent that running back kind of screen out there, getting the ball in the flats. So great job on defense by AF. And I like what West is doing here, slowing it down, catching their breath, getting this elongated drive, so that when they do go back on defense, they're going to be fresh.
Second down. Back to the ground, stepping around one tackler. Oh, moving the legs.
Ooh.
How about the tailback taking this down inside the 1? It'll be first and goal for the Panthers.
Oh, that was a load of a human being. He's ripping, he's rhyming, he's rumbling, he's rolling. Do not get in the way of Kelvin Malape'e. Wow.
Boy, and how many yards did he get after contact, Moose? Like all of them.
Like 12.
Yeah. First and goal. Malape'e into the end zone. Touchdown, West.
Great job there by West coming in. And Davis Andrews was in the backfield and still couldn't wrap up. Kelvin, my goodness. So West came roaring back after a 14-0 game. And it's interesting to see this game. It's got a lot of tilts and turns. It could have been over after that, but West has a lot of grit and tenacity.
That's a great response. Point after, kick is up. Boy, good pressure there through the line, but does get it up and in. 14-7, American Fork out in front. Welcome back. Well, if you like offense, it's been a good first quarter, huh?
Who doesn't like offense?
Defense.
Ah,
Come on,
good
Moose.
point. Just half the team.
Just half the team. No big deal.
But I'm really excited to watch Dylan's story again. I remember watching Dylan in 8th grade. I went up and he was throwing at the indoor facility in Provo. And I was like, who in the world is this kid with a bionic arm? He had great technique, great throwing, and he's developed into a phenomenal quarterback for AF. West is going to have to limit those positive plays in this next little bit. We'll see how they do.
This kick high in the air, returnable. Taken by one of the blockers.
You called the fair catch,
oh,
buddy.
Did he? I missed it.
Number 21, not used to getting it, Lucas Segura, the senior outside linebacker and running back, threw his hand up, calling the fair caught, unfortunately for him. And he's like, but I could have scored.
Here's the deal.
Could have been somebody.
Moose is never going to let that go. As a kicker, is like, no, you caught the fair catch. Bring it back.
Under the 25, I did my job. My job.
Can I just, I was going to make a joke, and now that we're in the moment, I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
But it's kind of shocking. Dylan's story's only listed at 5'11" that he's seen the field.
It's
as good as that arm is, it might be bionic and everything. He's not 6 foot, Moose.
It's kind of shocking he's listed at 5'11" between you and me.
On the ground. And good carry there.
And just like one of his predecessors, Maddox Madsen, who was also listed at 6 foot, that is not even close to 6 foot as well. But he gets shorter.
Okay.
Much shorter. He's looking at me eye to eye, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I'm 6'2" too, buddy.
Hey, look, man, with the right shoes, anyone can be 6 foot, right?
That's true. Putting stilts on me would make me 6 foot.
Staying on the ground. Oh, good run fits there. How about bursting through there for West was Devin Roberts.
Great job. You can see there's a great bunch of individual players here for West High School. They are going both ways, though. So that ability to keep going is going to be questioned in the second quarter.
Yeah, that'll do it for the first. 14-7. American Fork with the lead. They'll have third down when we start the second quarter. Great one here from Gene Plaga Stadium. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's game of the week. Ready to start quarter number 2. 3rd and 4 here for American Fork. Moose, you called one of the few third down plays we had in the first quarter for the Cavemen. What do you got dialed up here?
Where's Jack Nelson? Give him the ball.
In the slot.
Yeah. That's a natural position for him, getting on the nickel.
No doubt. Third down. A little play action. Story looking to dump it off. Oh, deflected away. Good play, although Taimani Brown, if you saw us in the 801 showcase, you know we loved what we saw from the senior.
Taimani Brown has been a phenomenal player. He watched his dad do it for years, and it's just fun to see the whole Brown family here. Mania, his dad, is actually on staff on the field. I was on a recruiting staff with him at BYU. Mania is a phenomenal human being, and he played football with my brother-in-law, Brian, at BYU.
4th and 4. American Fork lined up to punt here. Kick angled, gonna take a Caveman bounce, and we'll be down at the 27-yard line.
Goodness. Solid punt, great special teams play. If you're going to have to give the ball to the other team, make sure it's as far on their side of the field as possible.
All right, so West coming out. Moose, what'd you like on the last drive? Obviously, the big passing play helped. You feel like they started to find their run game a little bit?
Honestly, I really like the play of the O-line, giving the quarterback time to get things. The routes were able to develop. I was expecting AF to bring a little more pressure with their athleticism and their depth with what's going on. So we'll see what happens in the adjustments that's going to happen in this next quarter.
West will start at their 27-yard line. Malapei in the background. He's got it here, running left side. Turning in, and Malapei with a gain of 12. And I'll tell you, if there's something Junior Solovey knows, it's run game.
Kelvin Malapei, he did a great job right there. He's getting 10 yards a touch at this point, and they're saying, hey, Do whatever you can to keep the ball in that kid's hands because they are hot.
I'll tell you, on Rewind this last week, Dusty and I talked about Dak Sumko. We talked about Tavita Valetti. Malapai was not on my radar. He is now.
Well, it's hard when they go to California, and when they come back, you're like, oh, I should know about this kid.
Little fumbled snap there, Sui. Contact there on the face mask, and there's the flag. He'll take the sack, but the penalty will make it all right if you're a West fan.
Sui does a great job with his legs, helping his O-line out, showing everyone, he's like, look, this is what I do. I can buy time in the pocket. I'm as athletic as can be, and every school in the country should have offered me. I actually really like him at safety too.
Do you?
I've been harping on him being a quarterback, but some of the best safeties I've ever seen played quarterback in high school because they understand the levels, they understand the throwing routes, they understand what quarterbacks are trying to do to them. Kai Nakua at BYU, Chase Hansen at Utah. There's been plenty of examples all throughout the state of kids that played quarterback in high school and were phenomenal safeties at the next level.
I'm not quite certain the
apparently not
mark
a
off
face
there.
mask.
I thought he gave the indication.
I thought he did too.
I will say, I want to thank our officiating crew. Pre-game was down on the field, said, hey, I got a question for you, because last week, Moose knows, I got all twisted and turned around the call. It's crystal clear, Moose. I'll let you know if we get there tonight. I don't expect we will, and now we got it right. Good job by this crew coming together, getting it sorted out. It'll be first and 5 here?
Yeah, we'll call it 1st and 5.
Sui, boy, pressure coming, set up the screen and just know where to go. It's Tamani Brown there on the reception. Great pursuit there by this Caveman D.
Phenomenal pursuit. And what's really impressive about the Caveman is their team's speed. They're going all around with what's going on. We used to run a drill in college called the pursuit drill, where the whole defense would have to chase what we called a rabbit, usually me running down the sideline, having Kyle Van Noy and guys like, oh my goodness, everyone, it was terrifying. Horrible drill, but American Forces is doing that to perfection.
2nd and 5. On the ground here. And Brown will pick up a couple. It'll be 3rd and short.
This is a nice spot to be in. 3rd and about 2 and an 8. Because you can get that first down in 2 tries.
Do you think they go for it here on a 4th and short?
I would.
And that's coming from a punter, folks.
Well, I'd also go for the field goal here, but
3rd down. Sui. Oh, and we've got motion up front. Going to back up the Panthers. It's those kinds of mistakes, Moose, that Coach Solovey talked to us about before the games, and we just got to clean up little things.
Yeah, and that's really the difference in the game. That's the difference in life. Doing the little things right. If you can do the little things right, the big things fall into place.
You know, I actually had a conversation at work today around just that very thing. Not football related, not sports related, but to your point, that's a concept that will carry you in the game and in your life.
One of Dane's former employees is kind of mad listening into this. I'm doing things right, Dane. Come on.
We're good. 3rd and 8. Sui. Oh, that screen broken up. I'll tell you what, man. The defensive linemen of AF, they are getting their hands in the passing lanes, and it's been a problem.
Yeah, Waki Fulilongi, I'm pretty sure he jumped about 10 feet in the air right now. He can bat down a ball, but he can probably dunk a basketball with that type of vert. You don't usually see that from defensive ends.
You got to check for springs in the shoes on that one. He literally jumped with so much velocity his helmet came off.
Is he wearing
that was not off
Flyers
from contact.
No.
It was from the burst off the turf.
I like how he just kind of was like, yeah, I'm walking off the field right now, Coach. Sorry about that one. Put my chin strap on a little tighter next time.
4th down. And West on to punt. You talk about that penalty, Moose.
Oh, looks
Here's
like AF is coming.
Yeah, it does. Sensing maybe an opportunity here. The Cavemen bringing the house. Kicks away. And fair catch taken at the 33.
Okay. Also, Camden Wapati's helmet flew off too, in the exact same spot. That part of the field is cursed.
Here's the thing. I'm going to ask you a question, Moose.
Okie dokie.
When we grew up, back in my day, whenever I watched football, it felt like football players had to almost take their heads off to get the helmet off. It was so hard to get that on and off. Now it feels like 2 fingers were lifting helmets on and off. It's a very different fit nowadays. Is it not?
It depends on the helmet. It depends on what's going on.
Wrong answer. You're supposed to say yes. That's very astute, Dane.
Dane, absolutely.
Yeah,
good.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you.
I've been dealing with some helmet guys recently. So I'm like, yeah, I could see that in some aspects.
First down, AF going to run with Erdley. Taking up the left side, will pick up 4. I'll let you finish that.
Well, it all depends on the fit in the helmet. Some of these older Rydels that we wore back in the day, they do come off quite easily, but there's some new speed flexes that don't come off as easily. And in college, they actually have buckles that you pull instead of buttoning them in, and not having to button them in, it makes the helmet stay on a lot easier. So there's an exception to every rule, Dane.
This is your week's helmet breakdown, brought to you by Moose Bingham. Second down. Uh-oh! Intercepted! And to the house, it's Isaiah Angelau. Touchdown, West.
Ice Angelau! Burr, it's cold out there. Taking the heat out of American Fork real quick. And it looks like the refs are sideline warning on it or something. But wow, what a play. Angelau. My goodness gracious, great balls of fire. After a great stop by American Fork, that's a tough hill to swallow. And he read that brilliantly. Saw the running back flex out to the field, and then quick strike.
That was one, Moose, where you could see that. The moment that ball leaves, it's like, oh, he's got to beat on it. This is trouble. Makes the pick. How about the play? That's got to be a rewind top 5, right?
At least, if not top 1.
You hear that? You hear that, editing bay? Number 1, right there.
His eyes, I could see them. They were so big from here.
Point after, up, and good. We are tied up. 14 apiece after Ice Angelau picks off Dylan Story. Big defensive play there for the Panthers.
Honestly, when this game started and AF went up 14-0, I'm like, this could get ugly real quick. But this is a different West team than last year. Last year, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, they probably would have folded. Now they're like, we got this, let's fight back. It's a big reflection of their coach, Junior Solovey.
And that's the first interception Dylan Story has thrown this season. In fact, both offenses have played relatively clean, haven't had a lot of turnovers. The defense has done a nice job. Each have forced a couple of turnovers in the early part of this year. But boy, that one monumental, as now West, you can see there's a different attitude now a little bit after that play. They're back in it.
Yeah, for years, West was kind of a doormat, to be honest with you. They only had about one D1 player before Junior Solovey got here, and that was Eric Takanaka, who went to Snow College and BYU. But now they've had Dallas Vakalahi. They've had a plethora of D1 players, and they continue to impress me.
They talked about when Coach Solovey came, the mantra was restore the roar, and it's coming. It's coming. There's a lot more pride, a lot more West that you see represented here in the football stadium, in the area. It's coming. And this is a program that has a lot of history. When you look at state history, top programs, state championships, this is one of the tops. They're working to get it back.
Deion Sanders was taking notes from Coach Solovey. He was saying, we coming? That's what Coach Solovey says. I should say the same thing.
That's a good line, huh? It's a good line.
Good line. Coach Prom taking it over.
First down, American Fork. Let's see how the senior responds after throwing the first interception of the year for Dylan Story. He's going to go deep. American Fork airing one out, and that just off the fingertips of Davis Andrews, incomplete.
Phenomenal coverage by Lava Vahalai. My goodness. You could just see a blanket coverage there, and that was really impressive. He said, you got me before with the 4-star safety, not again.
That was stride for stride. We're right with them there in coverage.
Davis Andrews is a little frustrated with that. He says, I need to get my shoe tied, and then I'm ready to go again.
Second down. Motioned into a bunch, bottom of the screen. This ball thrown out, looking for Edwards. Incomplete. The timing just off there, Moose.
Yeah, and that happens with what's going on. And there was some carnage in the trenches.
Backfield. Yeah.
It looks like Andrew Brady, the 6'4", 275 lineman, got pushed back a lot of it.
3rd and 10 here for American Fork. Back at their own 20. Boy, it'd be big for West to make 2 back-to-back defensive stops. Story looking near side, has his man caught. First down, American Fork. Boy, when you need a play, there's your guy, Moose.
Yep. See, my whole offensive game plan. You see number 3? He's going to be going for twice as number 6. Just feed him the ball. He's a monster, and he wants to eat.
First down, Cavemen. Story going to hand off Erdley.
Ooh.
Oh, boy. Ran right into Kelvin Malipai. He can do more than run the football. He can also stop the football.
Kelvin had an offensive lineman on one arm and a shoulder into the running back with his other side of his body. And he's like, I'm built like a brick house.
Yeah, that was a physical play there. Second down. Story rolling to his right. Eyes down the field, looking for a man. Deflected away. A pair of Panthers there.
So it's 3rd down. What should we do? We should look for number 3.
That's a safe bet.
I would. They're trying to establish the run, but it's difficult against this West D line. They haven't faced a team like this yet.
Well, how about this? I mean, first couple drives, it felt like AF was running the ball. Last 2, West defensively, they've been much more stout against that run. 3rd and 8. Story gonna throw. Looking down the field, has a man. Caught inside the 20, the 10. Touchdown, American Fork. And it's Davis Andrews to the house.
You know what? Davis Andrews, those streaks running, he gets a chance to kind of calm down after defense, gets to get everything done. But there's a reason it's coming down to Notre Dame, BYU, and Utah for this young man. He has offers all over the country, but I'm excited to see where he goes. The Irish for sure are tuning in. So hello to Indiana and to you guys at South Bend, Indiana.
Tell you, there's no luck of the Irish on that one. That's all skill right there from Davis Andrews.
Yep.
Point after, good. American Fork respawns with a long touchdown pass. Story to Andrews. The Cavemen back in front. Welcome back, 21-14, American Fork. Boy, been a lot of electricity offensively tonight for these two teams. Not even midway through this second quarter, West will get the ball back here once again.
I've been very impressed with Davis Andrews. And with his final 3 or so schools, I've been to all 3, and Notre Dame is by far the coldest out of all of those.
You know where it's not cold?
Where?
Idaho. 72 degrees and fair every week when you go to the University of Idaho. Just saying.
That's a great pitch right there. Any kickers that want to stay safe, dry, and warm, but still in this beautiful mountain climate,
hey, by the way,
Idaho can take care of you.
You know, Idaho historically has been known as Punter U. Just because you get a lot of touches, man.
Can you name the punchers that have gone there?
I used to be able to. Here's the deal. Jason Egg came, and now all of a sudden we have an offense that's scoring touchdowns. We don't know what to do with punters anymore.
That's a sad story.
I know.
I always laugh. There was a kid my age, had an offer to USC, and he was committed there as a puncher. And he decided to switch to Fresno State. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm never going to punt at USC.
It's a fair point.
Like, all right, I'll give it to you, Matt Darr. Big shout out to Matt Darr, the Fresno State legend who was able to punt.
West will start at their own 20-yard line. Suisui looking over the middle, just a little out in front of his intended target, was trying for Vailahi.
Suisui's a tough kid. Big old number 80 out there hit him real good. We're talking about David Dean, the sophomore that's only 6'4", of course.
Well, and it was a nice job on the outside, too. You jam that route, disrupt the timing. When Suisui's got to get rid of it, tough to complete that.
He tried to throw it up. He tried to get it going. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you get laid flat on your back as a quarterback.
2nd and 10. Malapei looking up that right side. Little stiff arm there for Kelvin. Good run for Malapei. He'll pick up 7, maybe 8.
Yeah, just a pedestrian 7 yards for him. I expect more of you, Kelvin. Come on.
I mean, I had his... No, I'm trying to read my notes here. I don't know what that means. He had 10 carries for 60 yards week 1. There's another note that it's great. I just don't know what it is. They'll give it here to Brown, and he'll pick up the first.
It's always rough when you look at your notes. You're like, what was I thinking? What was I writing?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying at this point. The running game has been really impressive to me. And with this O-line, it's been rebuilt. They've gotten transfers from Hawaii. They've gotten transfers from all over that want to be part of the Roar.
First down. Taimani Brown trying that right side. Watts in to initiate the contact before the rest of his Cavemen buddies come to help bring it down for a gain of 4.
What's really interesting here is at West, they've got 2 jerseys retired. But I think there's going to be a lot more coming up the longer Junior Solovey is here.
Yeah. Of course, if you haven't been to Gene Palaga Stadium, 1, Dusty Litzer's really disappointed in you. Gene Palaga, Carbon County graduate. 2, it's an unreal setting. We'll get into that in just a bit. As on second down, Sui has a man down the middle and incomplete. Had Louis Hamilton, he maybe cut that just a touch inside, Moose.
Sui was saying, Louis. Oh, no! Catch the ball.
Oh,
I mean, he's going to want that one back.
Yep, that was close. Let's get back to the point. You literally have like the football field right in the middle of the school. It's awesome. Come on out to West. Catch a game. Great setting. Great community support for West High.
Phenomenal place. It's always fun to come out here. And they do events all year round here, too.
Yep. Third down here for Sui in this offense. And now a timeout going to be taken by West. They want to talk about it. 5:50 to go here in the first half, and a third down for West when we come back. Welcome back. Want to thank Igloo Outfitters for their support of KSL Sports Rewind. And just a reminder, telling you guys, cold weather's right around the corner. You're going to want the coziest wearable sleeping bags you've ever had on those chilly days and nights that are just around the corner. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com. That's IGLU, igloooutfitters.com, and enter Rewind for $20 off.
I can't wait till Igloo Outfitters comes to one of our games and gifts us an igloo each.
I can't wait to be able to tell you exactly how it feels. Those days are coming. Third down, Sui into the backfield and incomplete. That one had trouble written all over it, and West will have to punt. Was intended for Vainuku on the play. I believe it was Agor there in coverage.
Yeah, I was looking at that right there. I was like, I'm not sure if that's Agor or not. I was looking at the height and weight, and it didn't match up in my head.
Yeah, I'm just going to lean full on into it. Number 24 on our roster, we have it as Agor, so...
Okay, here we go, Agor.
There we go.
His eyes were as wide as 2 melons looking at that throw. He's like, be a little bit higher, I'm going to take this for 6. I saw them do it to us, I want to do it to them.
Yeah, he thought he had an opportunity. Fourth down. Boy, pressure again from American Fork. This is a booming kick. And caught at the 23, turning back. Tripped up, bouncing off. And a little burst around the edge, still on his feet. It's Cade Wilkinson across midfield, down the sideline. No, he stepped out of bounds at the 47, but there's a penalty flag on the play. 2 penalty flags, actually. Boy, that would have been a great return.
Super selfish play by number 21 of AF. Earholing the freshman Camden Lopati. And you hate to see that for a return. You get all excited. You're like, we did great. And then you're like, some knucklehead came and earholed someone that wasn't even going to make the play.
I didn't see it. I just heard the whistles, saw the flags. But, yeah, they're...
It was a great return.
It would have been.
The
Would have been
thing
a great
is,
return.
for you to have a great return, 11 guys have to do their job.
That's correct.
And they have to do it correctly, but that was incorrect.
So the flags here will get the official call here from our white hat.
That takes it from you're at the opposite 20 to you're at your own, 25.
So there
Massive.
there were two calls. There was a block in the back, which was declined, and then there was the moose you called. The helmet contact will be the penalty enforced from the spot. So this is, it's going to hurt the Cavemen.
Yeah. Being a special teams coach, that's not going to be a fun film session on Saturday. Sitting there will be some four-letter words and then some.
And it probably won't include the word good, if you know what we
It
mean.
would not be the word good.
Yeah.
But
Unless that was not good.
Yes, that could pop up.
That could happen. So after the penalty, American Fork will start at the 27. First down, Cavemen. Story handing off early into the teeth of that West defense will gain a pair.
It is physical going into the teeth of the Panthers. There's helmets flying off the ground. I don't know whose that is or where it's coming from. Looks like it's number 73, Tavian Jensen. Got to go off for a play. But we need to get some equipment guys on here to fix the chin straps. That's about the 10th helmet I've seen on the ground. Great for the freshmen and sophomores that are looking to play. Bad for everyone else.
Second down. Story stepping up, running out of time, going to be brought down. The pass rush of West gets there, and it's Alvin Puifua, the senior, with the sack.
Alvin Puifua, as he's become a leader, he just wanted to call everyone else the chipmunks on the D-line, and it didn't quite roll. But he is definitely the leader of this defensive line.
And there's another AF helmet that came off by a lineman, Moose. So right now they're subbing guys every play due to headgear.
Yeah, linemen coming out is never a good thing.
Third down. This has been AF's down in this first half. This has been their bread and butter. They've got to get 10. Story looking. Has a man wide open. It's Nelson, but I don't think he got the foot down. He did not. It's incomplete, and the Cavemen will have to punt.
Great body control right there. Almost got the foot down, and he ran a beautiful route. He was wide open as can be. Sometimes you're like, I want that one back. And that's one where you do.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge shift of momentum in this game.
You know, we have specialists in the game of football, right? You hear that term, specialists?
I've heard it a time or two.
Jet Nelson is a third down specialist.
I wish he was just special at that, because then he could be defendable. He's special at just about everything.
I don't disagree, but I mean, you called it out early. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't you go to Jet Nelson on third down? They've done it time and time again. This punt will bounce out of bounds at the 41-yard line is where West will come out. All right, 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Moose, West will get the football to start the second half. How important is this drive for the Panthers?
Oh, it's massive. This can give you the lead in the game. And with a brawl like this, man, you can get it. But do you know what I like about this game, Dane?
Huh.
There's no bad blood. There's no, I want to kill you. It's like, I respect you and I want to play hard.
Coach Solovey told us before the game, he's like, I wish I didn't like him. He's like, but I like him. I like the program, like the coach, like the kids. I like him. He's like, I wish I had something bad to say, but I don't. They're awesome.
They're all great. I like Coach Beam. Riker Matthews is one of my favorite people in the world. I would always tell him he's the best-looking kid on the team, and he took that to heart, and he had that swagger, and he knew it to be true.
First down, first down for West. Sui, little play action. Has a man down the middle of the field, makes the rush miss, and now he's going to tuck it and run. Sui taking it up to the 48-yard line. Good. Again, we talk about the reads he makes, so mature.
That was great. He's like, don't throw it up, take what you can get. And if you can get 5-6 yards on first down, what a happy day.
And look, let's make this point. if that pass rush doesn't get through, he's got a man wide open down the middle of the field. But because it gets him off the look, then that space is now gone. So the pass rush takes what would have been a 40-yard play and makes it only 6. We'll go on the ground. Brown, right side, will pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards. In fact, yeah, I think 4. I think he's got the first.
Got a first down, and that's what West needs to do. Elongated drives, eating up the clock, just nom, nom, nom. Get me my 6, and let's get out of here.
First down. Sui gonna hand off. And boy, Malepai.
Honestly, really impressive tackle by Max Edwards right there. I mean, he was the first one at contact and first to get him down. But number 4, Kelvin, is still getting 4 yards on that play with a massive tackle by Max Edwards.
Yeah, Malepai has been fantastic. 2nd and 6. Good pocket here. We'll throw out to Kelvin. Kelvin wrapped up for a gain of 3 there. It was Lucas Segura coming in on the tackle.
Lucas Segura, great job right there. Phenomenal play. He atoned from his fair catch on that one play right there.
3rd and 4. 2.5 to go here. Oh, yeah, movement up front. Just came out of the stance a touch early. The little things.
I like how Fafita at the bottom is pointing the other way. He's like, I think it was them. I'm pretty sure. I asked around, and they definitely jumped. Not going to get that one, buddy.
And another penalty, Moose. Remember last drive, it was what? Would have been 3rd and 4, or 3rd and 2, went to 3rd and 7. This would have been 3rd and 4, now 3rd and 9. Sui. Pressure coming, trying to set up the screen. Oh, just couldn't break the second tackle. Chachi Pan brought down for a gain of 3. 4th and 7 here for West.
Phenomenal tackle by Zane Edwards right there. The free safety just did a great job. We've seen a lot of these American Fork players bouncing off tackles, but that one, he was sure and true with that wrap-up.
The clock ticking down here. West, I think they've got 1 timeout left. We'll see if they use their last one here. As it looks like that may be the case. And look, I totally understand this, right? You don't want to give AF much time. The question here, Moose, do you go for it in this 4th down situation?
That's a toughie. I'd probably kick a field goal.
That sounds like the Moose Bingham we know and love. Hey, speaking of, I don't know if you saw it last week. Did you see Murray? 59-yard field goal last week for old Sparta.
Dude, that kid was a monster. Maple Mountain had a game-winning field goal. I mean, there was a 59 the week before from Park City. It's just kid after kid. You're like, what are these kids eating? Because do they just eat booms for breakfast? Because that's what goes straight to their legs.
It's got to be it. Got to be it.
Because they've got the boomstick, each one of these kickers. It used to be if someone kicked a 50-yard field goal, you'd be like, that's impressive, that kid's going D1. Now if they don't, you're like, I don't think you can do it. Then you got Brody Lagat, Mountain Ridge. He's kicking 70s. Did you know we have 2 kickers in the top 10 in the nation this year?
Wow. Making Moose Bingham proud.
And one of them's committed to the Polynesian All-American Bowl, the kicker from Park City.
You know, no kicker here. 4th and 7. West's going to go for it. They've got to get to the AF 39-yard line. Sui has a pocket, stepping up. Eyes downfield. No one's there. And American Fork comes up with the stop. There was nobody for Isaiah to go to, and West will turn it over at midfield with 70 seconds left here in the half.
You know what? I don't mind the call, to be honest with you. You got to roll the dice every once in a while, and sometimes they come up 7s, and you live to see another day.
But you could argue the last 2 drives have been stalled by small penalties. false starts have put you from short situations to long situations. You haven't been able to overcome them.
Yep. If that would have been the original 3rd and 2, 4th and 2, he would have fought for a first down.
Well, that's a different play call too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So American Fork taking over near midfield. Story rolling to his right. Pressure coming. Has a man, and that cut. Yes, a gain of 9. Good route there. Good reception for Jacob Dean.
Jacob Dean, another tight end. Number 38. And the crazy thing is they're missing one of their top tight ends, the transfer from Arizona.
Yeah.
So they're like, our team isn't at full strength, and West can argue the same.
Yeah, I think it's Landon Payne, 6'6", 230, senior, not suited up tonight for American Fork. 2nd and 1. Story. Eyes down the field. Has a man. That caught. Nice reception made there by Andrews. First down. We'll move the sticks here for American Fork.
It's crazy. There have been tight end after American Fork as of recent. Carson Ryan. There was the other kid that year that committed to BYU.
Story looking to the end zone. Overthrown, incomplete.
I've been pretty impressed with Lava Valahi. Him getting his head around, being in good position, that was impressive. Now, what's going on?
This light's coming on here. Showing some patience.
Looks to be a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, the clock ran for a little bit after that incompletion, so I think they're going to put some more time on the clock. Yep, 42. I was tracking that because, we're running the clock here tonight as well. So I was monitoring that, thought, oh, they're still letting it go. 42 seconds was the indication. That's what we have.
There'll be no home cooking on this field tonight.
That's right. We're keeping things even. Story, quick throw, has a man, caught, turn upfield, out of bounds. Good reception there by Cade Wilkinson.
40 seconds is an eternity, especially when you have two timeouts.
I was going to say they have at least 2 timeouts left.
Not 3, but I'm pretty sure it's 2.
Hard count there by Story. None reading that book. Yeah.
Good one.
3rd down. Dillon, quick throw, has his man. Oh, reliable. Jet Nelson has the first.
Just attacking these edges is killing West High. They're just methodically getting down the field, and it's brilliant strategizing by American Fork.
Yeah, the Cavemen in the red zone here. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Looking to push this to a 2-possession lead at the break. Story looking for Nelson. Miscommunication there. Incomplete.
Sometimes receivers zag when they're supposed to zig, and quarterbacks throw the zig when they're supposed to zag. A little bit of miscommunication is always rough, especially when you're in the red zone. But I've been very impressed with Dillon's story.
Yeah?
He was part of a 3-headed monster last year. Now he's numero uno, always going for 6.
Been sharp. Empty backfield here. 5 receiver set for Story. And that incomplete. Not a lot of room there. West had everybody locked up.
Now, this is what you don't want. You're in 3rd and 10. You don't want to, actually, as a kicker, this is what I'd selfishly be like. Thrown incompletion, get sacked. I want a long field goal here.
Well, they're going to have time to talk about it. Timeout, American Fork. They'll have 3rd and 10 coming up when we come back. Welcome back. 28 seconds to go. 3rd and 10. They got it back in the backfield again. And how about Jet Nelson? Lone man at the bottom of the formation. Moose, wonder where this one's going.
I would definitely get some cover over the top for big old Jet Nelson. We got mano-a-mano over there.
Story looks right, coming back to Jet. To the end zone. No chance on that one. Overthrew it. And it will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, just got to give him the opportunity, and he'll snag that ball out of the air. But now we get to watch what everyone came here to see, the field goal. Big kick here, and I'm excited to watch it. from number 14, James Barney.
Be a 33-yard field goal for American Fork here to try to push it to 10.
He's listed as the puncher as well, which I respect.
Dual threat guy. Hold is good. Kick is up. Plenty of leg, but it's no good. He missed it to the left. So
there's a penalty on the kick.
Yeah, and the kicker was down. Barney was on the turf, so we might get a roughing here, and that seems to be the initial feel from the field.
As a kicker, I was always coached, if someone even brushes your leg, you act like you broke that thing. Some immortal words from Doug Barry. And one time, I got the opportunity, and I got an Oscar in the mail after that performance.
So it was running into the kicker. It's a 5-yard penalty, not a first down, and it will be another opportunity here for American Fork. And looks like they're trying to decide what to do. Yeah, they're going to line up for it again here.
It's always nice to get a redo. I remember one time I was kicking at BYU, and it was just in a spring game, and I clearly missed it, and I could hear from the stands my mom, "Woo! Go Moose!" And I was like, "I missed, Pam! I missed!" That's what you don't want as a kicker. Wait for the refs to see what they signal.
Second chance for Barney, now from 28 yards out to try to push the lead to 10. Kick is up. This one much better. Through and good. 24-14, American Fork leading West. Nice drive there for the Cavemen. Of course, short field helps, but...
Yeah, short field, got points, and that was really fortuitous that they got the second opportunity at the field goal. I'm not sure how much contact was on there. You're going to have to rewatch the film after this, but might be sending an award in the mail to the kicker for American Fork, James Barney.
Well, sometimes it doesn't matter how it happens, right? It was called, so
3 points is 3
what
points. I try out kickers, and they would kick these most beautiful kicks outside of the post. And I said, if you could just get them inside the post, I'd put you on the team. But you can't, and you won't. So I'm going to take the kid that really sucks, and he kicks it in between the posts, and we'll work on his form. And worked out good. Oh, man.
There you go. The mind of a kicker. The mind of a kicking coach.
Yeah. Got a lot of kickers right now.
For all of you who are like, Moose is not that easy, why don't you try it? He did. And he can teach you the secrets.
There's not that many. There's about 5. Takes only a couple lessons.
So American Fork will kick this away.
But, yeah. I'm excited. One of my kickers, Jose Pescado, the legend from Lehigh, is starting for UNLV this year.
How about that? This kick into the end zone, touchback. You know, I mean, we talked about kids from programs and these that have moved on. I mean, you talk about, kickers. We just mentioned quarterbacks, of course. The one I wasn't aware of, Bronson Barron, out at Hilltopper Country, Western Kentucky, right?
Yep, he went from Weber State to Hilltopper Country. It was really interesting. His senior year, I was at BYU, and we watched Bronson Barron. I'm like, I really like this kid. And then there was also a kid at Lehigh, Cameron Cooper,
yep, and
Zach Wilson. And
pretty good class.
That's a decent class. Just a couple NFL guys and whatnot. But I've been really excited for Bronson Barron and him going from Weber State to Western Kentucky.
Yeah, go sling it, young man. First down here for West, trailing by 10. Sui going to hand off on first down. Pei will take this ahead for a gain of 3. And we talk about other American Fork. Of course, you got I just forgot the name. Young man went to Hawaii, now at Snow College.
Boone Abbott.
Yep, Boone Abbott.
He's at Utah Tech.
Oh, Utah Tech, my bad. And then, of course, you got Maddox Madsen up at Boise. We've reached the break. Halftime, 24-14, American Fork leading West. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week, presented by Heidemann Associates and brought to you by Igloo Outfitters. Hey, welcome back. Start of the second half. Dean Stewart, Moose Bingham. 24-14. American Fork leading West. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Moose, great first half. West will get the ball to start half number 2. If you're the Panthers, what'd you talk about in the locker room?
I said, you know what? We've been running the ball great. We've been doing so many things phenomenally. We're not going to be able to return kicks. Maybe we are. Just kidding.
Oh, they got a big return. It's Chachi Pan up across midfield and out of bounds at the 40. Moose, we can't return kicks. All you need is an opportunity, and Chachi makes him pay.
And, of course, there's a helmet on the field because these kids are going to get hurt doing that. What are you doing? Get your helmet on, buckle your chin strip tight, or you're going to be in trouble.
You know, I think you're fortunate because I was thinking there was a rule where if you continue to play without a helmet, it was a penalty.
College and NFL, high school, not
high
so
school?
much.
Okay.
But I think you should be penalized for
I
that
agree.
knucklehead play.
You want to talk about player safety? Anyway, hey, how about West? Big return. Let's see if that ignites them. They'll start in American Fork territory on the 40, trailing by 10. Sui, that one, too much steam behind it, incomplete. Was looking for Louis Hamilton in the flat.
He'll settle down, and Hamilton will be singing once again pretty soon here. Chachi Pan, he got bottled up during the first half, but now he's like, you know what? I'm a great receiver. Give me the ball.
You know, and here's the thing. Really, West, the times where it's been open down the field, the pass rush hasn't allowed him to take advantage. American Fork defensively done a nice job keeping everything in front.
And it's interesting watching AF. You've got the both DNs in 2 points. Okay, now they're getting back in 3. But they're just ready to rush and get to that quarterback.
2nd and 10, a late switch on the coverage of Pan. This is going to be kept by Sui. He'll surge ahead, picking up about 3 yards on the run.
What great effort. He was stopped pretty quick there and still managed to get 3 yards. The nice thing is, you're in 4-down territory already. I wouldn't recommend punting from this angle. And if you trust your kicker, like Brody Laga, who attempted a 69-yard field goal at Mountain Ridge and hit the bar on the side of the post, you can do that. But I think West is in 2-down territory right now, opening up the half.
3rd and 7 here for the Panthers. We've got Malapai in the background, or in the backfield. And they'll hand it off to Kelvin. Working up that left side, spinning through a tackle. Boy, he is close to be a yard short. I think you go for it here, Moose, yeah?
Absolutely. With Kelvin in the backfield, there's not much he can't do tonight. He is just feeling himself. He's like, let's go, give me the rock, let's run. And what's great about this West team, someone else steps up every week, but they're ready to go, and the D-line isn't even set.
4th and 1, and there's motion again. We'll back them up. A penalty in a short yardage situation will hurt West.
They're just shooting themselves in the foot, not just 1 foot, but all 10 toes at this point. Man.
This is going to be the 3rd situation. On a 3rd or a 4th down, you've got less than 4 to go, and the penalty occurs. So 4th and 6 now, and the offense still staying on the field.
You can run it, of course, but at this point, it's almost a preferable pass down where the defensive ends can really just pin their ears back and get after the quarterback.
4th and 6 here for the Panthers. Opening drive of this second half. Sui looking down the field. Tight coverage, incomplete. Was looking for Vailahi, but the defense of American Fork, led by Higbee, breaks it up.
Yeah, Luke Higbee, just a short 6'3", because of course he's 6'3" or taller, playing at American Fork. But he did a great job covering him. It was like one of those blankets we've been talking about, the igloo blankets, keeping that receiver nice and warm, and letting him know he's there all night long.
So West turning it over on downs. American Fork coming out, starting at the 36.
West needed that one. Now the defense needs to be pretty staunch. Interesting formation with the trip to the top and the attached tight end.
We saw this in the first half. They came back to the tight end. They'll run out of it on 1st down. Erdley making men miss. Nice carry there for Jacob Erdley as he'll pick up 10 and a 1st down.
The unbalanced line causes confusion for the defensive backfield. They're like, hey, I don't have a guy in front of me. Do you want me up on this tight end? He's 6'4" plus. What do I do? And it's just a great way of misdirection.
First down. Of course, they got Jet Nelson to the bottom of the formation here. He's had a big night. They'll stay on the ground early with a nice lane up the middle. Stiff arm, and it's Early in the open field. Down this sideline, makes a man miss to the 10. Jacob Early pushed out of bounds at the 8-yard line. First and goal, American Fork.
Phenomenal run, and then great tackle by Lava Valai, getting down the field and making that shoestring tackle. Really impressive. AF is getting in a hurry-up situation here, and they're raring to go. They say, we need to put this game away.
Yeah, wanting to strike quick. They'll go right back to the ground. Early left side, not much there. Good defensive coverage in the run fits there for West.
Miller Carter came in, and he says, I know I'm just a sophomore. I'm not a hard-boiled egg yet, but I'm coming in, and I'm coming with some aggression.
AF being a little more intentional now.
Sometimes you speed it up, sometimes you slow it down. But I like the hurry up in that situation there.
Second and goal. And Story rolling right. Looking back at the end zone. Wide open touchdown. American Fork.
You always got to watch the trailer. So you'll have one guy pushing towards the pylon. You'll have a medium route there. And then you've got a trailer at the end. It's all about levels. Avicii wrote a song about it. And Dylan Story just wrote about it in his history.
It's Story to Josh Andrus for the second time. And a big touchdown for American Fork as the point after try up and good. 31-14 American Fork. Taking, I was going to say they're convert off the turnover on downs.
Yeah, they did.
Sometimes it's a Friday night at 8:30 and you just run out of things to say.
Dane, that's surprising. Sometimes your mind's elsewhere. Dane has been working hard. He's been putting in those 12-hour days, and he's with us, thankfully, for his 13th, 14th, 15th hour of the day.
It'll be 2 a.m. here eventually, and Dane will be able to go to sleep. But we got hours of work left, so.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Just remember that one day.
We keep churning.
It's a non-stop grind for us. It's only week 3, Dave. You gotta love it.
I know. Hey, 8:08 to go. American Fork pushing it to 17. But what display, Moose, we talk about these two teams, top 6 in our KSL Sports Rewind poll. And American Fork, boy, what a job they've done really taking this game by the throat here early in the second half.
Yeah, that's a great explanation of it. Just like Urban Meyer's been talking about in Swamp Kings, the new Netflix movie that came out that you can watch after this. And that's a returnable kick as well.
Here's Pan looking up the middle. Oh, little stutter. Chachi getting to the outside. Another big return for Chachi. Pan up to the 40-yard line. I'll tell you, Pan is trying to get this offense going.
Man, is that Chachi Pan or Peter Pan I'm seeing down there? He's floating, he's flying around. I'm doing claps, just making sure that he can fly.
There's a reason why Joji loves Chachi.
Joni loves Chachi.
Now,
nothing better than some dodgeball on a Friday night.
Right?
The only thing that's better is some Cavemen and some West High Panthers.
Well, we'll see if that can get West going. I'll actually move it up to the 45 as well, where they'll spot it.
What great field position. I'm liking the special teams for West going through. AF has to get their kicker to walk, jog, sprint, and then kick and make sure that he has that right cadence.
First down, Molly Payai takes this up for a gain of 3. Moose, here's my question for you. We've seen Chachi now with back-to-back returns that have been some ignition. How do you get him involved in the offense? Because they haven't been able to get his ball. They haven't been able to get him the football in space in the offense yet.
Well, just like you and I watched film last week, American Fork did as well. They said, let's have him beat us any other way but with Chachi Pan.
Second down. Sui, quick throw, caught. Gain there of about 4. It's Captain Lopati, the freshman. You mentioned him He's a young quarterback, but they got him out running routes tonight.
Which is actually a really good thing. I love when quarterbacks play receiver because then they're not going to leave a receiver out to dry. They'll be like, I remember when I was left out to dry, and I never want that to happen to another human being.
3rd and 1 here for West. Clean. Sui, pressure, and goes down.
Woo!
The pressure's been there tonight, and it's Takao with the sack.
Orion Takao, he's an absolute load. Don't let him fool you. He's a man, he's not a cow, but he runs like one and he hits like a cow as well.
You know, there's Dusty.
Yes.
Loved the Takaos. Was it at Desert Hills a couple years ago?
Yes.
Seth Takao.
It was.
Or was it at Dixie? I don't remember. It was down
Somewhere
south.
down south. We don't go down south
anyway,
all that often.
He loved the Takaos, and we got one here at American Fork, making a big play on a 3rd down.
It is not surprising to see 92 running through the line. You're like, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's a big old boy. Now we get to watch a punt. Oh, snap it quick. Too many men on the field.
Ooh, yeah,
oh,
just missed it. Just missed it. This punt away. Good punt. Moose will appreciate that one. But
no, I will not.
Die at the end zone, into the end zone for the touchback.
There was some phenomenal blocking by the Shield right there. And they lifted him up almost like it was Dirty Dancing. We've got Beam on the other side asking, he's like, are you allowed to do that? Are you allowed to lift my player up like it's Dirty Dancing? And the ref says, apparently.
Had the time of his life. That's the right song, right? All right, thank you. So American Fork will start at their own 20. 5:50 to go.
Well, great job getting the ball in the end zone, starting from the 20. That's a full 80-yard field. So you're giving yourself a chance to bottle up these big plays.
1st down on the ground. Erdley. Boy, he's taking contact. Jacob Erdley showing he can run through contact, picks up 15.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Watching Jacob Erdley right there, the senior running back, he's been getting his little chunks, 3 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards. And now he says, give me the ball, I can get you 14 or more. I think there was 2 guys that just hopped off sides, but apparently the play hasn't started yet.
Give him a break, Moose. Come on. 1st down. Back to the ground. This is Watts. Going all Tim Riggins with us tonight. He'll pick up 4.
Tim Riggins.
Dusty will love that shout out.
You know what? The fact he hasn't seen Friday Night Lights makes me physically ill.
That's got to be fake.
Yeah.
That's got to be fake.
I think we need to call him out.
We'll get that sorted out on KSL Sports Rewind this week. Don't you worry.
I was laughing. Some of you once said, I live by the motto WWRD. What would Riggins do? Horrible motto to live by, just to let you know.
Very, very bad role model.
I watched that series with my wife. She had never seen it. And she's like, this is very inappropriate. And I'll tell you why.
Story looking for Nelson. Cut. It's Jet Nelson with a huge reception inside the 20. Dylan to Jet has been the story all night.
Phenomenal. What a story about a plane. But back to Friday Night Lights, my wife's like, I don't know if this is realistic. I'm like, I don't think it is. And then when you find out Riggins is 15 in the first season, you're like, I'm highly doubting this whole show. That's not how my life was at 15.
By the way, Dusty confirmed it was to cows at Dixie, not Desert Hills. So
okay.
There you go.
Thank you, Dusty. We appreciate you in that nice, comfortable booth.
That's right. 1st down, American Fork. Story looking near side, incomplete.
A little bit of confusion right there. Looks like it was an option route. Once again, the zigging and zagging didn't get into the right situation.
Boy, AF has looked impressive tonight, haven't they, Moose?
Yeah. I've got them as the number 3 team in the state right now. And a lot of other people do as well.
Yeah. There were a lot of people that thought, hey, they are the pick in Region 4 or the pick to compete with Skyridge in Region 4.
Okay.
And thought, yeah, probably the 3rd best team. And Didn't know if we'd see that from AF, but man, they've been impressive as there's Watts.
What patience by Watts right there. Letting his line set the blocks, gets behind him, gets his chunk yards, and goes for what he needs to do. West would be really happy right now if they can hold him to a field goal and keep this game within 3 possessions.
Well, they certainly need to. AF looking like a team that is looking to put this away as we have 3 minutes to go here in the third. Oh, slipping out the H-back. Hey, guess who? It's Andrus inside the 5, first and goal for American Fork.
Man, great route. Had everyone going one way and then switched it out. Great job planting his foot and getting to where he needed to be.
I don't think that the H-back reference is real, but whenever you can, you got to throw the H-back in there, Moose, right?
You know what? Big Tim Riggins shout out with the H-back.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or one of the best to do it, former Utah Stater. We'll get to that in a bit.
Okay.
First and goal. And flags here. A rare American Fork penalty will back up the Cavemen.
West is like, that's how it feels. Haven't had to do that for a while. Yeah, probably the most popular H-back I can think of this state is maybe Mason Wake from BYU has been very popular. And before that, Ben Moa out of Utah was a very popular H-back.
Give me time, I'll get there. Here's Watts looking right side. Oh, going to turn back in. I thought he might have had that angle, but he did not. Well, he had a better vision of it than I did. Said, no, I don't. Tried to turn back and nothing there.
He thought he had that angle, and then the darkness of the black jerseys just swallowing him up. Man. We're all sitting on pins and needles over here.
I know.
Dane.
He played for Washington. I can see his face. I just can't remember his name.
Like Washington. Okay.
The Commanders, Washington. Oh, how
wow.
about Watts? Taking it in, touchdown, American Fork. He was not going to lose his balance on that one, and the Cavemen push it up 37-14.
What you guys are seeing is just depth from American Fork. West is going to have that within the next few years, and they're getting along. It was always interesting when I recruited at BYU. I'd laugh because I'd go pick up a kid from Bingham or I'd pick up a kid from East. And lo and behold, every time I got here, they'd be living at like Rose Park, which is in West's boundaries. They'd be within 5 minutes of this school. And I'm like, why can't we keep them here?
Chris Cooley.
Oh my goodness, Chris Cooley is who you were going for?
Yeah.
That is a throwback. I
Yeah.
love me some Chris Cooley. Chris Cooley had the coolest commercial I've ever seen. It was to advertise for fantasy football. It was the Watch This commercials where he had some drywall. And he said, watch this. And he hit his hand through the drywall and he grabbed the ball. And he's like, your pick. And I'm like, I'm picking Chris Cooley this year. He can punch through drywall and grab a ball.
He's an Aggie.
He is an Aggie.
H-back with Washington. That's where I was going.
I thought you were saying the Washington other team, like very current player.
No.
But Chris Cooley, I mean, my brother-in-law played for Washington, so we'd actually go into Arlington, Virginia, and go to camp and stuff. And Chris Cooley had, I want to say it was a pottery studio in Washington and a couple other things. I was like, what a weird thing to own.
You need soft hands.
Actually, he was just sitting there punching the pottery and grabbing the ball out from it.
Well, 38-14 after the Dax Watts touchdown run.
Really phenomenal touchdown run.
Yeah.
Thwarting that Panther defense.
This kick away, and this will not be returned. Well, they've had enough of, It wasn't even panned back that time for West, but American Fork wasn't going to give anyone the opportunity. So West coming back out.
That kicker was thanking his lucky stars. He's like, I've had 2 close calls. I've had to make a tackle. I don't want to do that again. Please go in the end zone. At one point, when your leg starts getting tired, when you're putting the ball on the tee, you start negotiating with the ball. You say, please, just go in the end zone. You negotiate with your leg. Swing faster.
You know, and there's not much help from Mother Nature tonight. Not a big wind.
which is
very
great.
Pleasant outside, right?
Oh, I wore an extra sweater. That was a mistake. Don't worry, I'll atone for it and wear shorts in the winter.
Suey on first down. He'll keep this, but gets eaten up. Boy, nice pursuit by that American Fork defense. They read the give, they read the keep, and just not much there. Segura with the tackle.
It's been really impressive watching West, to be honest with you. It seems like they've got 11 guys going both ways, and they're just getting tired. But I've been really impressed with West. The score doesn't reflect how West has played, to be honest with you.
Well, so here's the thing. You got to remember, West is now 5A, right? They're not 6A anymore. They're now in 5A.
Good move.
In the new Region 6. This is still a team that's going to compete with the top teams in 5A, as this is caught by the freshman Lopati, taking ahead for a gain there of 5.
5A is pretty wide open. 10th View is definitely
really
the cream
good
of the crop.
And look, Orem lost to AF by 4.
Orem's very good
They're
at the
better
football
than people
game.
think.
Yeah.
Better than people think.
I mean, when you have Roger Cialapega and you have Mac Truck Hickson, it's tough to defend those two.
And if LR3, I know that's kind of a week-to-week situation, but if he's there, I mean, look.
And Asher Young.
Yeah, they got guys.
Very talented receiver as well.
Third down, maybe the last play of the quarter, over the middle. Oh,
whoa!
That intercepted. Oh, what a pick.
Davis Andrews, congratulations. It's some luck of the Irish. It's some Utes up. It's some BYU. My goodness gracious, what a great pick.
Right place at the right time is Davis Andrews as he's going to the ground. That's why you practice tip drill. Quick hands, able to pick it off.
Well, Davis Andrews was an elite baseball player as well. Played at the baseball academy under Murph. Did a great job, and he went to him and he said, I think my future may be football, and I think you made the right call, Davis Andrews. But he still could have gone to the MLB, just throwing that out there.
8 seconds to go here in the third. This American Fork offense back out on the field inside West territory. Story will hand off. And wrapped up for a gain of 3. And with that, the third quarter comes to a close. A big quarter for American Fork. 2 touchdowns and the football to start the fourth when we come back. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind, presented by Heidemann Associates. Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter, 38-14 American Fork.
So after that interception, there was one other safety in this state that was down to Notre Dame, BYU, and Utah. Do you know who that safety was and where he went?
You talking in history?
Yes.
This throw, man. Well, the football player bounced up, but there was a cheerleader that was just in the wrong spot.
She is not
Certainly
wearing
hope
pads.
she's okay. That was full steam from Jacob Dean. Oh, man.
That was my worst nightmare in college.
Yeah.
She seems to be okay.
She's up. Trainer's looking at her, but boy. Yeah, I tell you, you'd rather. That is painful, but I think you'd rather have that coming from behind rather than in front, right? The knee flexes that way instead, but she's up, standing. Looks like she is hopefully okay. Third down, Cavemen. Working far side, that caught first down as Jet Nelson continuing to do work.
So I'll give you another hint on my question. This young man ended up choosing Notre Dame, and he graduated high school in 2010.
Can I guess the high school he went to?
Sure.
Timview?
Yes.
Okay. I know the guy, but I don't remember his name. But he was Mr. Football, wasn't he?
No, he was not.
Oh, okay.
But narrowing it down little by little, I like it. Welcome to History Lessons with Moose, using my degree.
Who was it?
The legend Dr. Christopher Badger.
Oh, see, so I was thinking it was Badger, but I thought that he won Mr. Football, so that's my bad. This thrown underneath to Andrus. Brought down. Nice close out there. Gain there of 5.
Mr. Football that year actually went to Toonie Canuch.
Oh, at Bingham, yeah.
The offensive guard. Only offensive guard to ever win Mr. Football.
How about that?
In the state of Utah.
See, and I thought Badger won it that year, so that's why I was thinking that. But when you said it was not, then that threw me off. So,
yep.
That's a good one, Moose.
I ended up seeing Badger last week, actually.
Oh, how about
He's doing his residency at Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Smart kid.
Second down. Story gets this out quickly. Here's Edwards. Nice
Great
closeout.
tackle.
Yes, sir. That was Chachi Pan coming up with the stop.
Because of course it was. He's doing it at receiver and he's doing it at corner. Yeah, that's what's fun about coming on to this. You'll get some blast from the past.
Yeah.
And Toonie Canuch is doing a great job with offensive line training in Lehigh now.
In fact, if you watch our preview show,
which we all did.
You ready for, we're going to ask you a question.
Shoot.
How many Bingham players have won Mr. Football? Third down. We'll get back to that after this play. Story, stepping up, going to be brought down. This defensive front continuing to play for West. No gain there. We'll bring up fourth down.
I'm going to say 6.
6? Woo!
Am I way off?
Hey, go big or go home.
I was thinking between 4 and 6.
Yeah. Then this is going to shock you. Uno. Toonie Canuch.
Toonie Canuch is the only
Bingham Minor to win Mr. Football.
Well, Harvey Longy won Gatorade Player of the Year.
Did not win Mr. Football.
Oh, my goodness.
4th and 5, and American Fork going to go for it. Over the middle, they've got it. First down on the reception by Andrus inside the 20.
What? Toonie Canuch is the only Mr. Football out of Bingham's history.
Shocked.
Jordan Pendleton.
Shocked.
Jordan Pendleton didn't win it because Susan Shakareen won it that year.
I shocked Dusty and Jeff with that fun fact in our preview show.
I am like...
I know, Moose has nothing to say. He's
Cantwell
speechless.
didn't win it?
9.5 to go here. He's in denial.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Well, color me shocked.
There you go. On the ground. Early, looking left side, still plowing through, taking it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. It gave him 9 for Jacob Early.
Early just looks like a snowplow out there.
The run game. I mean, again, I hadn't seen AF coming into this game. I've done other games. This run game's legit, Moose.
Okay. Here's a new question.
Yeah.
There are 4 quarterbacks from AF in college football right now. Who are they and where are they?
We'll get back to that. 2nd and 1. Back to the ground. Early. He's got the first down as he takes it down inside the 5. All right, we got Bronson Barron. There's 1.
Okay.
Maddox Matson. There's 2. We've got Boone Abbott. There's 3.
And they're currently in college football. Started games last year. You did some casts with me about this kid. He's at Idaho State. Playing wide receiver
First
now.
and goal. Early looking up the middle. Oh,
Whoa.
Nice stop. Nice stop.
Number 95, Alvin Puifua. Wow. What a great job.
He was a 1-year starter 2 years ago, right?
Nope.
Oh. Who?
Champion Edwards.
Yeah.
Last year.
Was that last year?
Yes, it
Oh, my
was.
gosh. Okay. Champ. Good for him. I didn't know he went to Idaho State.
Yeah.
Good for him.
That's
as a
40.
Vandal, I'm a little disappointed, but good for him, right? Great opportunity. Running early, turning upfield to the 3. I say that in jest. I'm always happy when kids have an opportunity to play the next level.
For sure. I don't care if it's Snow College or Southern California.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, continuing to play the beautifuler game.
Yeah.
Not the soccer game, the beautifuler game.
Beautifuler game.
I don't want to say more beautiful. It's too much. Beautifuler.
Yeah. We don't need to insert grammar when we talk about competition. Right?
Nay.
No. 3rd and goal.
What a fun little fact right there.
That's a good one. Story over the middle, has his man caught, touchdown.
Dylan Story, great job. Jet Nelson, great catch. Making that catch in traffic is what makes me think that Jet Nelson could be a tight end at the next level. But I've been very impressed with Dylan's Story, to be honest with you. There's always questions with him. Is he tall enough? No. Is he big enough? Probably not. Does it matter? Heck no. He's out here to ball.
The point after here for American Fork. Kick is up. And this kick is good. 45-14, all Cavemen.
New kicker out there, Hunter Michaelice.
Oh, look at that. New kicker getting some action here tonight on our game of the week. We're going to step aside, quick break. Be back after this. Welcome back. Moose, it's been a 34-0 American Fork run. This game was tied at 14 apiece in the second quarter.
Absolutely crazy, and it looks like West just kind of ran out of steam right there. But you're going to see some new faces coming in, and I know there's a bunch of fans in Ohio right now, or Chicago, sorry.
Yeah.
Chicago, Illinois. I'm sorry to all of the Beam family. But we're excited to have you in the cast.
Of course, I think I said 34-0 because I'm tired. 31-0 run. My bad. Math is hard. This kickoff into the end zone for the touchback, and West will come back out. We knew coming in, right? Coach Sullivan told us, look, we got a lot of guys playing both ways. We got kids not playing tonight. There's going to be some growing pains, and I think that's been the case.
It happens. It's hard to see, but I've been really impressed with West, to be honest with you. They're still fighting out there. They're not throwing in the towel. They still have all their starters, and it's tough to play football one way. It's nearly impossible to go two ways as a team.
Especially against another team that is not going two ways when they're top 5 in the state. Chachi Pan over the middle has it broken up. Getting the hand in there to deflect it away was Dyson Richards, incomplete.
Yeah, Gunnar Michaelis coming in and laying the wood, saying don't go over my middle, because it looks like Davis Andrews is done for the night.
Probably a good call, right? If you're American Fork, a chance to get some depth out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to see. Sorry, I was thinking if there's any other coach that could have a more impressive quarterback roster right now in college. Wow.
That's threaded. Lava Vailahi with the reception. What a throw there from Sui Sui.
So I think there's one. Oh, looks like twisted ankle.
Yeah. That looks to be okay. Going to jog this off.
Oh,
boy. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's okay.
So there's one other. At the end of this year, this coach could have a starter in the SEC, the Big Ten, and the Big 12, and an NFL player as well.
I was going to say, Dusty, right now, you just lost a friend. If you're going to question this coach and quarterbacks, Dusty's out on Moose Bingham.
I wasn't questioning it, but
No. I'm just Coach Care.
Yeah, it's
right?
Coach Care.
And I'll tell you the other one who is growing quite the portfolio. Oh, has a man wide open down the middle. Sui Sui sees him. It's Fafita, and he dropped it. Oh, an opportunity for West that's left on the field.
Fafita saw the end zone. He had his celebration ready. He just forgot the ball. Oh, heartbreaker for West.
Yeah.
So there's another coach.
So what I was going to say, I think the portfolio or the resume that's being built by Coach Hem is really impressive when you start talking quarterbacks.
Okay. He did have a quarterback that went to Texas A&M and played safety.
He's got a quarterback at Brighton who's going to go to Georgetown. He has a quarterback in McKay Hillstead at Utah State.
There you go.
And he's got a quarterback right now, Jackson Stevens, that is TBD.
My goodness. It's like playing in Region 3 is a good idea.
Sui, boy, just not a lot of room down the field. Was looking there for Fafita. Or Hamilton, my apologies. Louis Hamilton there, the intended target.
We're in the Little John section of the game where people are taking shots. Everybody. But mainly
so
our guy Isaiah Sui.
I'm going to say the Jonathan Gannon part where
shots. Yeah, that's solid.
3rd and 10.
You just got to keep this drive alive, to be honest with you. You don't need everything.
Sui thrown out. Malapai takes us ahead for a gain of 4, bring up a 4th down.
At this point, just go for it. It's not going to hurt you much, and it's going to help you a lot if you can get another 6 on the board.
Yeah.
Your puncher has done good tonight, though.
Has punted well.
Been impressed.
But, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, whether you lose 45-14, it's
whatever.
A loss is a loss, right?
Yeah.
Go practice your fourth down conversions. Here's a great situation in a game. See if you can execute it. 4th and 7. Sui. Time has Pan down the middle of the field. And it's Pan with the reception on 4th down. Chachi into the end zone from Sui. Touchdown West.
What a great play by Pan right there. Flying. I mean, goodness gracious. I think we need to start a Rufio chant for him or something. Because that Peter Pan right there is killing it. That's what American Fork has been playing against this whole time. They're saying, let him do whatever, just don't let him do that like he did last week. And they're missing someone on the PAT. I would be losing my mind as a kicker right now.
Well, run it out there is Oscar Pench preparing here for the point after. Hold is down, kick is up, kick is good. 45-21 as Pan dials one up deep.
Man, Pan, that was impressive. The ability to basically get a PI on himself and then still go to the ground, get that ball out. Man, I'm old. When I bent down, my knees crackled. There's some crepitus going on. I'm just like,
and here's the thing. We talk about this American Fork team. Top 3, consensus top 3 team in the state. West is 5A. So, can what we've seen tonight, the physicality of the line, the running backs they have, the decision-making of Sui, the options down the field, you don't have to match up against American Fork in the playoffs.
No.
Right? And so it's like that's where when you look at this team, I know the scoreboard doesn't look great if you're a West fan, but hey, this is the only time you're going to play a team like American Fork.
You know what? It's always smart to go against these top teams.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, this is what we got to do. Let's let our kids get punched in the mouth. Let's let them see how that feels. And I like the strategy by Coach Solomon.
They're not that far away from this being a regular occurrence against a 5A or a 4A team, right? The fact that it's against the top 3 team, and they still have those firework moments, and they still have the physicality. Look, it's still a program being built.
If you're not doing an onside kick here, I don't know what your game plan is.
Well, AF is planning for one. We'll see if West
Why is he
delivers.
lined up so far back? What is he doing?
You got to get a running start, Moose.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, penalty flag will
Okay, this is
save
absolutely
that
not
situation.
how you do that. You don't take a running start. You don't. Sorry, there's a bug. I'm freaking out. On an onside kick, you take 3 steps back, 1 step over. You line it up, you get a dribble, bounce, and then for your guys to catch it. By him running up on this, it causes too much room for error. I don't know what he's doing or why he's doing that, but it's making me frustrated. There you go. 3 steps over, 1 step. That's what you should do.
I think they were trying to disguise it, but in this situation...
You can't disguise it by moving everyone to the 1 yard away. Sorry on my rants of special teams, everyone.
We'll try this one. They did it exactly how you want. Would like maybe a little bit of a better bounce. You can't always control that, but it's handled there by Dean, and American Fork will have possession.
So ideally, you should be splitting the numbers and actually just at the numbers. So that 40, 50, that number you see at the bottom of your screen, that's where the ball should land. But we have some time. It's good to get that rep in, and it's good to never see a kicker take full kickoff steps for an onside kick. Unless you're doing what's called a middle dribble, which Pat McAfee had perfected.
The middle dribble.
Middle dribble.
Special team fun fact for the day, the middle dribble. We'll get to see the junior quarterback now, David Gaisford Jr. Of course, he's 6'2", fits the profile.
Yep. Tall, big. Yep.
We'll hand this off. Prince Afu, the sophomore, will go down.
Okay.
Prince with a nice carry there.
He's putting his resume out there saying, Coach, I can carry a whole team on my back too.
Timeout taken here. 4:05 to go, timeout West. We'll step aside. Be back. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Welcome back.
Pretty impressive run right there by the sophomore, freshman. I'll get his number here in a second.
It's 47, Prince Afu. They'll give it to him again. Afu, a gain of just 1.
Prince Afu. There's been some great Afus in the state. Cole Afu. Oh, looks like we're taking another timeout.
Yeah, West's going to take their second timeout. I think they have 1 left. Timeout West. We'll be back. It's a nice night tonight, but folks, in a couple weeks it won't be. You got to get your Igloo. Go to iglooutfitters.com. Enter the promo code REWIND for $20 off. You're going to want it. I'm telling you, you're going to want it.
You freaked me out right there. I thought you said there was a cold front coming in, insinuating that. And there probably is. It's Utah.
It will be. 3rd and 6 here for the Cavemen. Gaisford running out of time. Got to go down. Penalty flag thrown in from the line judge.
Could be a holding. You never know.
I think it's going to be sideline.
A sideline warning. And that's 15, isn't it?
No. So I had this clarified for me. You know, not only do you get trivia, you get official penalty description. So
this is what I live for. Tell me, Dave.
Remember how in the past, first sideline warning was no yardage?
Yep.
Every subsequent was 5.
Okay.
Okay. They've changed it. First, no yardage. Second infraction, 5. Everyone after that, 15. So there's 2 escalations now.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm okay with it. Because we saw last week there were like 5 or 6. At some point, like, give the officials room to work.
Yeah.
You want to get mad at spots? Well, they can't get there if there are guys impeding them.
It's dangerous for officials.
It is. And players, because they're not paying attention.
I've seen a player get taken out.
Yeah.
I laughed hysterically. Probably shouldn't have.
Moose Wood.
Let's get a punt in. High snap.
Punts away. And this inside the 20. Hey, there you go. There you go.
Just like he drew it up.
Bounce down to the 1. Yeah, that's about as good as you can do there, Moose.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're good, sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're both. What a win for the AF punter right there.
So West will come out starting at their own 1. Of course, these 2 teams talk about American Fork. Well, the test will continue because next week they head up north. They'll take on Rigby out of Idaho. Of course, Rigby is a perennial state champion in Idaho, so a chance for AF to go play the largest classification state champion, and they've won like 2 of the last 3, if I recall correctly. So be a good test on the road for American Fork.
Do you know what's funny? At Rigby, their quarterback coach, Sam Phillips, is one of my really good friends.
Looking deep, and nobody there. Pan had come in underneath, and it falls incomplete.
What else is interesting about Rigby? Rigby will have kids from Idaho, from Rigby, come down and train O-line training down here in Utah.
Yep. So, anyway, that'll be a good test for American Fork. Meanwhile, West, we'll take on Olympus next week.
Ooh.
That'll be a 5A matchup. So, again, we talked about the 5A, 6A matchup tonight. There'll be an interclassification matchup next week for the
Olympus
Panthers.
has a lot of good kids that I like. Wes Olson, he's an absolute stud. Anthony Olson's younger brother that plays linebacker. They've got a couple safeties that I really like.
Luke Bryant continues to have really strong showings week after week.
And he just has minor offers to, like, Utah.
Yeah, nothing big, you know. Sui going to use his legs here. Oh, he's got a lot of room. Isaiah passes outside the 20. He'll scamper out of play. That's a nice run there by Isaiah Sui.
What a smart play getting out of bounds there, too. Preserving the clock. They're saying, hey, let's get something. Try to get 2 touchdowns. Let's see what we can get going. Because you're like, it might be a lot to overcome, and in all reality, it's basically too much.
Here's the deal. It's not about this game. It's about situational execution. You start a drive back at year 1, 3 minutes to go. Can you march the field, right?
Yeah.
This is situational for West.
Yeah. You know what? I like R.J. Hansen down here at the bottom, too. Big old receiver. Looks like he's about 6'4", 6'5".
Sui, a lot of time. Look at that time for Isaiah. Oh, was trying over the middle, and that incomplete. Was trying to get it
flag there at the
Fafita.
end, too. Yeah. I think it may be on the tackle. Some extracurricular blocking, but he was doing it as nice as he possibly could as well. He's like, don't get up. Please don't get up.
Well, here's the thing. At some point, you do such a good job blocking.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how long do you expect them to be able to block for, right? AF is going to decline this penalty, interestingly enough.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Does the clock keep? No, the clock doesn't. No, it doesn't. I don't know. What's the rule, Dane?
I don't know. It'll be second down. There you go.
Okay. Looks like the clock is not running.
Sui. Incomplete. Looking for Vainuku.
There's been a couple of rough drops for Sui. He's going to want that one back.
Well, and here's the thing. You see Isaiah go over there and say, hey, Foley, it's okay, bro. Gave him a 5. Keep your head up. We're all right. That's what you expect from a senior captain.
Yeah. Okay. Now, here's another question. West has a quarterback that is playing at the next level.
Yes.
Where is he playing? Who is he?
Over the middle, just out in front of Camden Lopati. It is Lopati.
It is Lopati.
Is he was committed to Navy. Did he go to Navy?
He went to Navy. Carson Lopati.
Yeah.
Great job. We're just quarterback factual tonight.
My mama didn't raise no fool.
Oh. Carson and Camden Lopati.
Incomplete. Will bring up a 4th down here for West.
Really proud of both those boys. Really proud of that family. What a good deal.
4th down. Sui. Pocket looking for Pan. Oh, what a catch. That's the young man we talked about in the opening. Boy, how about the rise on Pan?
Way to go. Great job. Chachi Pan is really showing up and showing out. He's not the biggest kid in the entire state, but he's gritty as sandpaper next to the toilet.
That's on a 4th down. Back to the ground. Oh, nice burst. Right up the middle. The run from Junior Dixon, the freshman, showing some wheels.
Man, I'm liking the freshmen coming in. Junior Dixon and Camden Lopati. It's like, hey, you can be a 9th grader. That's fine.
Yep. Yeah, West getting a little bit of depth in on the field on this 4th quarter drive. Is that pass incomplete to stop the clock is the spike there from Isaiah.
There's some other fun kids in here. This 9th grade class is going to be good with Boom Boom Vainuku. Yes, that's a real name.
You got Alani Latu out there, another freshman.
Manu Taon. Dexter Lotulele. There's some good freshmen up here. Justice Reed and Sione Havili. I'm kind of excited about this West 2027 class.
That's so crazy. 2027 class? Man, I'm old, Moose.
Well,
class of 2000 right here.
Ho, you are old, Dane.
Sui looking down the sideline, overthrown, incomplete. Not a lot of room there for that throw. Probably a good decision.
It's got to be a little bit tough for these freshmen and sophomores for American Fort coming up against Division I offensive linemen. They're like, I'm trying to get to the quarterback coach, doing my best. But it's just rough at times.
We talked about some of the skill players, and I know Mark Schlereth hates that term when referring to non-offensive linemen, but how about some of the guys up front for West? Because we really haven't talked about some of the Hogs tonight.
They've done a phenomenal job.
Third down, Sui looking for Pan, and that's intercepted. Off the deflection, another right spot at the right time. This is Gunnar Michaelis coming up with the INT, and that'll end the drive.
Yeah, that should be about the game at this point because I believe that West is out of timeouts.
Yeah, I think they are.
Is that correct?
Yep.
So you can go and take a knee now and get on your way. But overall, exciting game.
Yeah. Of course, this is our first West game this year, but here on Rewind, the Rewind Sports Network, we'll have every West game. Excited to be able to do that again this year. Coach Solovey, his staff, always so great to have us and appreciate their support. And great to be at West. Great crowd tonight at West as well. Fun atmosphere in what's going to be a disappointing night for the Panther faithful.
But you know what? It's not like the season's going to get harder. It's definitely going to get easier for West.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yep. Yeah, Olympus next week and then into region play. As you mentioned it, American Fork just going to take the knee and we'll run this clock out. Moose, what you learned about American Fork tonight?
I learned that Dylan Story is a general out there, getting everyone ready, getting everything done. I've learned they've got a great O-line and O-line coach. I've learned that Davis Andrews is the truth, and whoever gets him at the next level is going to get better. I've learned that Jet is very good, and I've learned a lot about American Fork. Just very clean, concise game.
What about West?
West, I've learned they're gritty. I've learned that they need a little bit more depth to be as competitive in the 6A, but I think they're going to make a run in 5A. I wouldn't be surprised to see them a couple miles up the road here at the end of the season.
I think this is a team that very well could get to Rice-Eccles Stadium this year, and we'll see if they can. That'll do it. Final knee. This one in the books. American Fork coming up to Salt Lake and dispatching West 45-21. Moose, your final thoughts and a selection of our player of the game.
My final thoughts, it was just a great team win by American Fork. My player of the game is going to be Dylan Story. Sometimes you give the quarterback the loss, sometimes you give him the win, and I'll give him the win tonight.
Well, it was a great night for American Fork. A well-told story. Dylan taking care of business as unofficially finished with 5 passing touchdowns. Dylan Story was phenomenal tonight, leading American Fork 45-21 past West. For Austin Bigelow, Moose Bingham, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us. A reminder, you can catch every West game right here on the Rewind Sports Network. And every week, the best coverage of high school sports only on KSLSports.com. And, of course, our game of the week will be on Friday nights on KSLSports.com. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on our Game of the Week presented by Heidemann Associates and Igloo Outfitters. Have a good night, folks.